This is a Motorola Xoom Android tablet that I've owned since 2011. It's worked great as my living room clock for the past 5 years, but I've recently noticed some issues that need immediate attention. I'll go over them next. From the back side of the Xoom, the most noticeable problem is the decaying rubber coating on the top section of the tablet. I'll have to do research on how to either clean or repair this. The other problem is the rear panel is lifting, which probably means the battery is bulging and needs to be replaced. A bulging battery is a dangerous issue, so I'm glad I noticed this. Looking at the screen of the Xoom, I noticed the edge is starting to lift. This is also most likely due to the bulging battery. I'm glad the screen didn't crack. That would have added quite a bit to the repair cost. There are lots of videos on YouTube detailing the Xoom teardown, so I won't show any details here. I'll go through the teardown in this time-lapse up until I can get to the parts that need repair or replacement. The only part of this teardown that might be different from the teardown of a Xoom in good condition would be the bulging battery. The battery expanded to where it pushed against the inside rear of the tablet and prevented the case from sliding off on its rails. I was eventually able to pry the case open enough to where I could force it open the rest of the way. As I dismantle this tablet, it brings back memories of a time before devices started being glued together. Almost everything in the Xoom tablet is secured by screws. Other than the touchscreen panel, nothing else in this tablet is held together with glue. I did some cleaning and checking of the electronics inside the Xoom, and it looks to me to be in good condition. I did find one nice surprise with this tablet that will make repairs even easier. I had remembered that some older Android devices had the ability to power on without a battery. My use of the Xoom as my living room clock would be the perfect scenario for a tablet with no internal battery that's only powered by a power adapter. As mentioned earlier, I only use the tablet as my living room clock. It sits on a desk and I never touch it. Wondering if this was possible, I removed the battery from the Xoom and gave it a try. I was happy to see that the Xoom is also able to power on without a battery. Excluding the battery from this repair basically makes the cost of this repair zero. I did find that using isopropyl alcohol will remove the sticky rubber. I gave it a try and the results were really good. It took some scrubbing, but I was happy with the results. I've taped the plastic cover in preparation for painting. I have to paint it, mostly because of some experimenting I did with other chemicals early on that caused the tarnishing you see on the right side. It looks worse than it is. It's actually pretty smooth, so should take well to painting. I just finished spray painting and the piece looks good. I used a paint that has an abrasive feel to its texture. I've used it before and like the look and feel of it when it dries. It has a matte finish, so no fingerprints, and the gritty texture provides a grippy area to hold. I'll time-lapse through the reassembly since now that I don't have to put the battery back, this reassembly is even easier. I will put all the screws for the battery where they belong, just in case I might need them in the future. The metal cover slides on easily. The battery had bent the cover outward quite a bit, so I had to make some minor adjustments to its shape, but it wasn't permanently deformed. I'm glad I was able to refurbish this 12-year-old tablet. It doesn't do much, but its single purpose as a clock is a useful one. Even better, it costs nothing to eliminate one of the scarier issues with devices, which is the swelling lithium-ion battery. I could have done more to refurbish and replace parts, but because no one is going to see this tablet close up, including myself, I think I did just the right amount of work on it. It was interesting to watch the boot up sequence of the Xoom. As the different splash screens appeared, I remembered different companies and technologies of that time. Motorola Mobile, before even Google acquired it, then sold it off 2 years later. Honeycomb, which was a very early version of Android, somewhere around 3-point-something. Then once you're in and bring up the app drawer, there's a lot of memorable icons that are very outdated or no longer exist. I was surprised I couldn't even get YouTube to connect. This was a fun repair that brought back memories of when Android was still pretty new. I hope you can now get out your Motorola Xoom and fix that thing you thought was unfixable. Leave any questions and comments you have in the comment section down below. That's all I have for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.